All right, so uh, let's dive into something
Okay.
that I think you're going to find
Yeah.
really intriguing. We're talking about online privacy
Yes.
and passive income.
Yeah.
Two things that, let's be honest,
Yeah.
pretty much everyone wants more of these days.
For sure.
And guess what? There might be a way to get both
Oh.
at the same time
Interesting.
with this thing called deeper network.
Oh.
Uh,
Have you heard of it?
I have, and it's a fascinating concept. Deeper network is tapping into these two big trends.
Yeah.
The increasing need for online privacy
Yeah.
and this desire for ways to generate income without constantly hustling.
Okay, so break this down for me.
Sure.
What exactly IS Deeper Network? I'm
Yeah.
getting a bit of a futuristic internet vibe here,
Uh-huh.
but I need the specifics.
You're not far off. It combines decentralized VPN technology with blockchain.
Oh, wow.
What's cool is that it allows you to have a more secure and censorship-free internet experience.
Right.
And you actually get rewarded for participating.
Hold on, rewarded.
Yes. Like I get something back for using it.
Yeah.
Tell me more about how this works.
So imagine this. You become a mini node in a global network.
Okay.
You share a bit of your internet bandwidth,
Mm-hmm.
and in return, you earn DBR coins.
Wait, so it's kind of like those paid VPN services,
Right?
but instead of me paying them,
Exactly.
I'm actually the one earning.
Yeah.
That seems like a pretty sweet deal,
It is.
especially since I'm already paying for internet. I don't even use all of.
Exactly. And that's where Deeper Network stands out.
Oh.
It's like turning the tables on the traditional internet model where companies profit from your data.
Right.
Here, you're the one in control and benefiting from your own resources.
Okay, so that covers the passive income part.
Right.
What about the privacy aspect?
Sure.
How does Deeper Network make things more private than just using, say, a regular VPN?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
You see, traditional VPNs, even though they encrypt your data,
Mm-hmm.
are still centralized,
Oh.
meaning the company running the VPN still has access to your information.
So they do.
With Deeper Network, there's no central authority controlling the network.
Right.
It's decentralized, which means your data isn't routed through any single company's servers.
So it's like cutting out the middleman,
Exactly.
which when it comes to privacy sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, Deeper Network doesn't keep logs of your activity.
Oh, wow.
No one, not even Deeper Network itself,
Interesting.
can see what websites you visit, what files you download, or anything else you do online. It's all about giving you complete control over your data.
Right. This is all sounding pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, a tiny part of my brain is saying,
Mm-hmm.
this sounds too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty of how it all works,
Yeah. What?
are there any downsides or catches I should know about?
That's a smart question to ask.
Yeah.
You're right to be cautious. One potential downside is that since Deeper Network relies on a decentralized network, the speed and performance can vary depending on how many other users are sharing their bandwidth at any given time.
So there's a chance it could be a bit slower
Yeah,
than a traditional VPN.
it's a possibility.
Okay, that makes sense.
But the Deeper Network team is constantly working on optimizing the network to improve performance.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Well, like any cryptocurrency,
Right.
the value of DPR tokens can fluctuate.
Okay.
So if you're thinking of holding onto them as an investment, you need to be aware of that risk.
Right, because it's not like guaranteed returns or anything.
Exactly. And finally, while Deeper Network is designed to be user-friendly,
Yeah.
there's still a bit of a learning curve if you're completely new to blockchain technology and the world of crypto.
So it's worth taking a bit of time to educate myself before diving in head first.
Definitely. But overall, I think Deeper Network presents a really compelling solution for anyone who values online privacy and wants to explore earning passive income. It's definitely a fascinating concept, and if it delivers on its promises, it could change how we think about internet security and even how we use our internet connections.
I'm completely with you on that.
Yeah.
It's definitely piqued my interest.
Good.
So now that we've laid the groundwork,
Okay.
let's get into the details.
Right.
How does someone actually get started with this whole Deeper Network thing?
Well, the first thing you do is get yourself a Deeper Network device.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a little mini router
Uh-huh.
that plugs into your existing home network.
So not an app on my phone or anything like that. An actual physical device?
That's right. It's a physical device that acts as your own personal node in the Deeper network.
Okay. And once I have this device,
Yeah.
what's next?
With setting it up is pretty simple. You
Yeah.
basically plug it into your router,
Mm-hmm.
connect it to the internet,
Right.
and it pretty much takes care of itself.
Plug and play, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
So once it's all set up, is that when I start earning those DPR coins?
Exactly. You start earning DPR tokens passively just by having the device running
Right.
and sharing your unused bandwidth.
Right.
It's like a little side hustle running in the background.
Yeah.
But instead of delivering pizzas, you're contributing to a more private and secure internet.
Okay. I'm definitely liking the sound of that.
Good.
So let's say I've got my device up and running. I'm earning DPR tokens.
Right.
What can I actually do with them?
Yeah, that's the exciting part. You have options.
Oh.
You can hold on to them.
Okay.
Some people believe that the value of DPR tokens could increase over time,
Mm-hmm.
so they hold them as a potential investment.
Kind of like Bitcoin
Exactly.
or other cryptocurrencies.
Exactly. If you're not the investing type, you can also sell your DPR tokens on various cryptocurrency exchanges.
So I could potentially turn those tokens into actual cash.
That's right. And there's a third option,
Oh.
trading.
Okay.
You can trade your DPR tokens for other cryptocurrencies. It really depends on your goals and how comfortable you are with the whole crypto world.
Okay, so I've got some options there.
Right.
Now let's go back to the security aspect,
Sure.
because I know for you listening, this is a big concern.
Yeah, of course.
We talked about how Deeper Network doesn't keep logs of my activity.
Right.
But what about the data itself?
Okay.
How do I know that what I'm doing online is actually private and protected?
Well, first of all of your traffic is encrypted when you're using Deeper Network.
Okay.
Think of it like your data is scrambled into an unreadable code
Right.
that only your device and the device you're communicating with can decipher.
So even if someone managed to intercept my data,
Yes.
it would just look like gibberish to them.
Exactly. It's like sending a secret message that only the intended recipient can understand.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there anything else besides encryption
Okay.
that helps protect my privacy?
Remember how we talked about Deeper Network being decentralized? Well, that plays a big role in your privacy as well.
Okay.
Because your traffic is routed through a network of other Deeper Network devices. There's no single point of failure where someone could snoop on your data.
Okay.
It's like having a constantly changing route for your internet traffic,
Interesting.
making it much harder to track.
So it's kind of like having a built-in cloak of anonymity.
That's a great way to put it. And it's worth mentioning that unlike some VPN providers,
Okay.
Deeper Network doesn't have any servers in countries with data retention laws.
Well, that's good to know. So no matter where I am in the world,
Right.
I can be confident that my data is protected by the same strong privacy standards.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
It's all about giving you peace of mind and control over your online experience.
I can definitely see how this would be appealing to people who are concerned about their online privacy,
Yeah,
especially with all the data breaches and online tracking we hear about these days.
absolutely. And think about it, if you're working remotely,
Yeah.
using public Wi-Fi, or dealing with sensitive information,
Right.
Deeper Network adds an extra layer of protection that a lot of people are looking for.
I can see why you're so enthusiastic about this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It really does tick a lot of boxes.
It does.
So we've talked about the benefits, the security features,
Right.
and how to get started. But is there anything else our listeners should keep in mind
Yeah.
if they're considering Deeper Network?
One thing to remember is that the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency is constantly evolving. There are always new developments and updates, so it's important to stay informed and do your own research.
So don't just take our word for it.
Exactly. It's always a good idea to gather information from multiple sources
Yeah.
and make sure you're comfortable with the technology before you invest any time or money.
Okay. I think that's solid advice for just about anything these days.
Yeah, for sure.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's shift gears a bit
All right. Yeah.
and talk about the bigger picture. What are the potential implications of this technology?
Mm-hmm.
Could it actually change the internet as we know it?
Well, I think Deeper Network is part of a larger movement towards a more decentralized internet.
Interesting.
An internet where individuals have more control over their data,
Right.
their privacy, and their online experience.
It sounds pretty idealistic.
Yeah.
Do you really think that's possible?
It's definitely a challenging goal,
Yeah.
but I think it's worth striving for.
Mm-hmm.
And technologies like Deeper Network are paving the way.
So maybe this isn't just about earning some extra cash
Right.
or protecting my privacy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about being part of something bigger,
Exactly.
a shift in how we think about the internet itself.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe this is just the beginning of something truly revolutionary.
It's fun, because when I think about Deeper Network,
Yeah.
it's not just about the technology itself.
Uh-huh.
It's about, the potential impact it could have on our digital lives.
It's true. The implications go far beyond just earning some extra cash or protecting your browsing history. It really challenges the status quo of how we think about the internet.
Yeah, we've been conditioned to accept
Right.
that big companies control our data
Mm-hmm.
and that online privacy is a luxury we have to pay for.
Exactly.
But deeper network flips that script.
Right. It puts the power back in the hands of individuals. It says you own your data and you should be able to benefit from it.
It's almost like a democratization
Yeah.
of the internet.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's what I find so exciting about it. It's
Mhm.
not just a technical innovation, it's a social and economic one as well.
So if more people start using deeper network,
Right.
could it actually lead to a more decentralized and equitable internet?
It's certainly a possibility. The more people participate in this kind of peer-to-peer network,
Yeah.
the less reliant we are on those big centralized companies.
It's almost like a grassroots movement for a better internet.
In a way, it is.
Yeah.
And it's powered by people like you.
Making conscious choices about how they want to interact with the digital world.
I'm curious,
Yeah.
for someone listening who might be on the fence about this,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say to convince them to give Deeper Network a try?
Well, I'd ask them to consider this. If you could earn passive income simply by enhancing your online privacy, would you be more inclined to make it a priority?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
It makes you realize that privacy doesn't have to be a burden
Right.
or an expense.
Yeah,
It could actually be an opportunity.
exactly. And beyond the financial incentive,
Mm-hmm.
there's the peace of mind that comes with knowing your online activity is truly private and secure.
It's like taking back control
Yeah,
of your digital life.
precisely.
Yeah.
And in a world where our data is increasingly valuable and vulnerable,
Right.
that control is becoming more and more important.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Deeper Network,
Okay.
where should our listeners go to learn more
Mm-hmm.
and maybe even take that next step? The best place to start is the Deeper Network website. They have a wealth of information about the technology, the DPR token, and how to get started.
And of course, you can always do your own research online, read reviews,
Yeah.
and compare Deeper Network to other privacy solutions.
It's important to be informed and make a decision that aligns with your own needs and values.
Well said.
Thank you.
And for those of you listening,
Mm-hmm.
I encourage you to explore Deeper Network further.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating concept that could change the way you think about online privacy, passive income, and the future of the internet.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
We hope you found it informative and thought-provoking.
And as always, stay curious, stay informed, and stay empowered in the digital world.